Let's talk about the process of going from free to paid. So let's say you're launching a course, you're launching a program, something like that. You've been building an email list, you've been sending them great content for a number of weeks, months, even longer. And then now it's time to shift them from here's more free stuff to here's an offer that I'm going to ask you to pay me money for. And here's what's going to happen. If you haven't done this before, I'm going to warn you that this is what's going to happen. People are going to complain. They've gotten used to getting a lot of free stuff. And by the way, I'm going to do a side journey here. I hadn't planned. I don't have any cards on it. One of the key things to do is if you're going to take months and months putting your product together and building your list to the size it needs to be in order to be able to do a launch, you may want to put a couple of affiliate offers in there just so that the first time you start selling something, it reduces the shock to those who are your followers. So that's a cool little tip of don't just give free away forever. You may want to throw in a few affiliate offers so that you're giving them something that they have to pay for before you're the one asking you to pay you in that process. It helps to reduce that shock. Okay, so back to this concept. When you move from free to paid, no matter when it is, people are going to complain. And here's the thing. They will especially complain in certain niches. So if they're in the make money online, though, any kind of an area where they know what the drill is, where they know that people build a list with free offers and then they eventually move to a paid offer, they tend to be a lot more patient with this. But there are other niches. So therapy kinds of things, self-help kinds of things, many of the woo-woo kind of categories, yoga or something like that. Oftentimes, they are sort of, for whatever reason, expecting free to continue on forever. Realize that's just the lay of the land. That's just one of the prices of dealing in that particular niche. And by the way, you may be one of those complainers. So let me just give you an example of this. Let's imagine that you, like I, are a cord cutter. So I no longer have cable TV. I don't have satellite TV. The antennas in my area get to pick up like a very scratchy PBS and that's it, and no other channels. And so it's like, okay, so I've cord cut. I'm primarily with these other services. And then a major sporting event comes along that I'd really love to watch. Guess what? I'm probably not going to get that for free. And yes, I have just in the last week or two with that big sporting event that's going to happen in Japan coming up very soon, I've complained to my wife. It's like, can I get it for free? And she says, Don, you cut the cord to save you money. If you want to get all those events, then you need to pay something. It's like, oh, okay. So here I am complaining about the very kind of thing that I sometimes complain about other people complaining about to me. So recognize that it all depends on the individual circumstance. Sometimes you're the one who's doing the complaining. That might help you as you think about your attitudes in this. So people are going to complain. Some people are going to leave. They're going to unsubscribe. They're going to stop following you on social media, whatever. And there are some people who may even actively attack you. Go onto your social media group and start complaining about how dare he want to charge us money for this? How dare he? And try to get your entire audience all riled up about this. Here's the way I look at this. Oh, well. They're not my people anyway. Because you know what? I'm in business. I need somebody to send me money so that I can pay for a house, pay to replace my orchid because it's dying, pay to watch that big event that happens in Japan. There are certain things that I need money in my life just like you do. And I'm not in the business. So sorry. I'm not in the business of just helping people for free. And neither are you. So here's the thing that's going to happen. You're going to get 3 emails or maybe even 30 emails complaining, maybe even calling you names, maybe even question your humanness, whatever. You're going to feel like everyone hates you, like everyone is saying the same thing, because the people who want to, they're not sending you emails. It's the people who hate you. Now, here's the thing. You're going to feel like everyone hates you. They don't. Most people love you for all that you've given them. Even if they're not going to buy from you, they recognize what you've given them and they think it's really cool. And they recognize that you have to make a living. And you also, I want you to keep this in mind, you're going to continue to serve them with more free content in the future. It's just for the moment, you're going to sell them something and some people are going to buy. But to get the most transformation or to get the next step in their transformation, some of them are going to have to pay. And that's the price of getting that transformation. Just like if I want to watch that sporting event, I'm going to have to pay. I can choose not to. I may see a few highlights on YouTube. But if I want to watch the whole blow by blow, I'm going to have to pay. So here's some language that may help you in this process. I will continue to serve you with more free content now and in the future. And notice I didn't say but. And if you want to go to the next step, I invite you to participate in my program, to sign up, to buy this program, whatever it is. Okay? And if you want to go to the next step, I invite you to blank. That's a great way to handle those 3 or 30 emails that you're going to get that will be complaining. It's like, hey, I'm going to continue to serve you with more free stuff. And if you'd like to go further, then I invite you to do this. What that does is it helps you to feel better about the communication. It gives you a way to answer them, and it helps them to understand what's going on. Now, it's also really important, this process is for you to recognize that not everyone's complaining. Most everyone is looking forward to whatever it is you're going to do. They may not be able to afford it. They may not be able to participate right now, but they want it and they want to be there at some point in the future. You've given them and will continue to give them awesomeness and amazingness already, and you're going to give them more. In the meantime, you're asking some of them to pay. You're not rejecting those who don't pay. You're going to continue to serve them. You're serving this group of people who are willing to pay at a higher level. So I'm going to serve everybody at this level, and I'm going to serve this group up here at a higher level. This group down here still gets served. But if they want to achieve the major transformation, they pay. And remember, you need to make a living. So I wrote down on my little sheet over here, a future video, we're going to talk about how you handle this dichotomy between people who are willing to pay you a lot and people who can't pay anything, and how you handle that. We'll talk about that in the future. But I want to point out something else you need to recognize. You do need a bit of a thick skin to do what we do, especially if you use something like the Jeff Walker kind of launch model where your product isn't available every single day. You're going to put it on sale for a week and then it's going to go away. You need a thick skin because people are going to complain. People are going to tell you you're wrong. People are going to complain that you're charging too much. People are going to complain that why can't you charge me this smaller amount? People are going to say, can you give me a scholarship because I just can't pay? People are going to all those kinds of things. You need to have a bit of a thick skin because it can get to you if you're not careful. And in this process, you will have some haters. I can virtually guarantee you. And the bigger you get, the more your hater community will grow. But here's the thing that I want you to keep in mind about. What turns off your haters is exactly what those who you can help the most need. What turns off the haters is exactly what those who you can help the most really need in their life. Keep that in mind. Okay? I feel a little bit like a preacher up here today. But these are some mindsets. These are some ways to think about it. And there's just some language that you can use to talk to people to help them to understand what's really going on and to promise that you're not going away. You'll still be there for them, just at a different level. What do you think? Does this make sense to you? How have you handled it? Is there language that you have used in these situations that's worked for you? Are there mindsets that you've used? And are there things that have troubled you that I haven't talked about? Let me know in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.